Honestly, I never pictured life turning out quite like this. Like, yeah, I knew I'd have to grow up, get a job, pay bills, the usual, but I didn't realize it would be this expensive. I feel like I could name 20 different everyday things right now that cost way more than they used to, stuff we literally need just to live. And it all just keeps piling up. It's frustrating because we were raised to believe that money is everything, success, happiness, freedom, all of it somehow depends on how much you earn. And now it's harder than ever to actually get any of it. So when you don't make it, whatever that means, you start feeling like you failed, even though the system is broken. And let's be real, when I say make it, I'm talking financially, because that's what we were taught matters most. We spent, 15 years in school just to get ready for, 40 or 50 more years of working and all of it, like just to make money. Our whole lives have been built around that one goal. And now, with prices rising and wages staying the same, it's honestly just depressing. It feels like there's no clear future anymore, no guarantee. Like you can work hard your whole life and still struggle. That's not how it was supposed to be. And the thing is, I'm not even asking for luxury. I'm not trying to be rich or famous. I just want to live, not survive, live. And the saddest part, the 9 to 5 system, the one we're all expected to follow, it was created in a completely different world. Back then, one income could support a family. You could work 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, and that was enough to afford a home, feed your kids, maybe go on vacation once a year. But now we give the same time, the same energy, and get way less in return. It's like back then, people's time was actually worth something. Now it feels like you're giving your whole life away and still barely scraping by. Even college, it used to make sense. People took on student debt knowing they'd land a decent job and pay it off, but now you can have a degree and still be unemployed, or working 3 side gigs just to make ends meet. That's the reality now. Everything's expensive and nothing feels secure. Everyone I know is doing something on the side, freelancing, selling stuff online, anything to make a little extra cash. I've made a couple videos about how I've done it too, making money here and there, but let's be honest, most people aren't doing side hustles because they want to. They're doing them because they have to, because their main job, the one that's supposed to provide stability, just isn't enough anymore. Me? I'm lucky. I've always loved creating videos. It's been my thing since I was a kid. But not everyone wants to become a content creator or start a business. A lot of people just want a simple life, a steady job, a roof over their heads, time to spend with people they love. And even that feels out of reach now. When I say a decent life, I'm not talking about driving a Lamborghini or living in a mansion. I'm talking about affording rent, buying groceries without stressing, maybe taking a little vacation once a year. That shouldn't be too much to ask, but it is. And because of that, everyone's forced into this constant grind. Hustling every minute, working overtime, burning out. It's exhausting, man. Even making this video, I came home from a full shift, completely drained, and now I'm putting in more time, hoping maybe this effort turns into something someday. But it might not. That's the gamble we all take. And it makes me think maybe I need to shift my focus. Like, if financial freedom keeps moving further out of reach, maybe I need to focus more on mental freedom, peace, clarity. Because lately I've started to feel like real success isn't about money or status. It's about waking up and actually feeling okay. No pressure, no stress, just peace. And that honestly feels like the biggest flex of all. I know it might sound cheesy, but feeling lost right now, it's not a weakness. It's just the world changing underneath us. We were raised for a life that no longer exists. And that's tough. But it also means we have to adapt, find new ways to live, new ways to think. Because pretending that everything's fine, that's what really wears you down. And yeah, I know talking about this doesn't magically fix anything. It won't suddenly lower prices or make the world fair. I still can't walk into a store without overthinking the price of a snack. But awareness matters. Talking about it matters, because I know I'm not the only one feeling this way. I haven't checked the stats, but I know depression, anxiety, and even suicide rates are rising. And it's not just about mental health, it's about survival. People can't afford to exist. Homelessness isn't something far away anymore. It's a very real risk for a lot of people. And honestly, I get it. Like the fear, the pressure, the constant worry. I can't imagine not having even the smallest emergency fund. So many people don't. And that's terrifying. And what's wild is that our generation is the most aware of all this. We see through the lies. We see that the dream they sold us, go to school, work hard, and you'll be rewarded, it's broken. It doesn't work anymore. We're waking up to the fact that the trade-off isn't worth it, that we're giving everything, our time, our energy, our youth, and barely getting enough in return to stay afloat. And thanks to the internet, we see other ways of living, we see freedom, options, and that makes the system we're stuck in feel even worse. Wake up early, commute to a job you don't care about, spend all day doing tasks that drain you. Come home, try to rest, maybe eat something, then go to bed only to do it all again, over and over. That's not living, that's surviving. And it's finally hitting people. Like, is this really it? Is this the best life has to offer? I'm not saying everyone hates their job. Some people are genuinely passionate about what they do, and that's amazing. But for the rest of us, it's just a loop. Work, spend, sleep, repeat. And maybe you get 2 weeks a year to feel human again. In a world like this, you better hope you're lucky, because without luck, even the basics feel impossible. And we're still being held to standards that were created decades ago, back when life was cheaper and wages actually made sense. But now the math just doesn't work. People are starting to realize that, not because they're lazy, not because they want to rebel, but because the system literally doesn't let them survive anymore. They're working full-time and still falling behind, can't afford a house, can't start a family, can't even take a day off without worrying it'll all collapse, and so they're quitting. Not because they don't want to work, but because they're done pretending this setup still works. People want something different, something human. They want balance, flexibility, a life that actually feels like life. Not a schedule owned by a company, not an existence shaped by fear of bills. We weren't made to sit at desks for 8 hours a day, responding to emails, losing ourselves in spreadsheets just so we can maybe retire when we're 70 maybe. That's not living. Time is the most valuable thing we have, and most jobs don't pay enough to justify how much of it they take. Yeah, you need money, obviously, but you also need a reason to get out of bed. You need purpose, passion, peace, the kind of stuff you can't buy. The new goal isn't success. It's not even happiness. It's just freedom. Freedom from stress, freedom to rest, freedom to live without fear. Imagine waking up and not dreading the day ahead. Imagine being able to breathe without a weight on your chest. That, to me, is the dream now. And not a mansion, not a fancy car, just freedom, a calm mind, a simple life with space to breathe. And yeah, I really hope things start to change, because right now I see so many people barely hanging on. They're tired, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, mentally, waking up drained before the day even starts, because surviving this system takes everything from you. But the good news, people are waking up. They're asking questions. They're challenging the way it's always been. They're not buying into the lie anymore that working yourself to death is noble, or that exhaustion is a badge of honor. Like, people are realizing their time matters, their peace matters. I just hope that leads to something better, like a future where we're not trading our lives away for just enough to get by. Where rest isn't a reward, it's a right. Where our work supports our life instead of the other way around. And if enough of us speak up, maybe we'll get there eventually. Anyway, I'm rambling now. If you made it this far, thank you. Really, you're not alone in this. Drop a comment, share your thoughts, check out the other videos if you want to. And yeah, take care of yourself out there. The world's a lot, but so are you.